Prepare to fight.
Here we go. EVOL versus jbis2s, or however you say it, on ZTN. Now, right before it starts, he tells me bad luck, have fun, and I'm telling him, yeah, right. What had happened is we had just played a game on ZTN, and he quit right away, and he said something about his music. But he'd already said he turned his music off before, and I think he quit because he didn't like his spawn. So that's my working theory, but no big deal.
Fight.
So Karma kicks in, and he gets a terrible spawn. Now me, I should have been running backwards and returning the machine gun fire instead of just running for the mega health and the lightning gun looking forward. But, you know, he has no weapons. He loses the armor and the mega, and I can safely take rail and run for red. I missed my jump. I was going to get the shoddy and then go for rockets, but at this point I'm assuming he probably got rockets, so he's got that and shotgun. Which should mean, well, actually now he has plasma, so he must have taken the upper YA. Alright, so here's our first little scuffle. I think we were both waiting for that YA.
You have taken the
And
lead.
let's rewind that, because I like that shot. So he's waiting for the rail, and I get it instead. So there we go. I've got control of the map already. Just picked up mega. I should have known he was there, and just wasn't paying attention. Another major item for me.
2 hits. Impressive.
At this point, I don't know why I didn't move in there. I rail him, and I hear that he's got less than 50 health. And here I am at 158 health and 181 armor. I don't know what I'm running away for. I've played JB a lot of times before, and I've never been able to beat him. He's much better at combat than me. He's been better at timing and map control than I have been. And so I'm playing very cautiously, and I guess I was content with getting him down to 50 health and just running and stealing all the major items. But if you look to the right here in the Wolfcam video, red's not up for 19 seconds, mega's not up for 17 seconds. All that's spawning is one of the yellow armors in 1 second. There's really nothing to do at this point. I should have stayed with a fight. Maybe I didn't like my positioning, but he's only got 50 health left, and he's only got a few weapons. I really should have committed to that fight and looked for the frag. I'm the one that's in control, and it's my job to make sure that my score is going up during that time. I'm not sure why I let him get away free here. I just need to be more aggressive. Alright, here, remember, I railed him at rockets, and I know he's got less than 50 health. He's got to be very careful moving through the map. So chances are he's still on that rockets side of the map, which means he could be coming through this upper corridor. He could be coming around shards where the 225 health bubbles are that's right in front of the screen. He could be trying to escape through the mega corridor on the bottom. But I'm not really paying attention. I jump to red, and then right here, I back up against that corridor, totally blind. And if we switch to his perspective, look what I just backed into. I'm not paying any attention. Luckily, he blows his first rocket, but he hits a second one. So back to my point of view, we'll go full speed here. All right, now there I eat a full damage rocket. Let's rewind a second. Before I get hit at all, rewind a little more. Okay, I've got 146 and 69. I end up taking about 150 damage total, I think, between that first rocket and then that full one that I eat. Maybe even more, and it's basically he's doing his job. As the player that's out of control, he needs to negate the effect of my major item pickups, which he definitely just did. With those rockets, picking up the red armor and the mega health basically net me 0 because he managed to deal 200 damage without taking any himself. So he's keeping my stack lower so he can eventually equalize it with his own. He's doing a pretty good job of sneaking around the map that way. Part of it is I wasn't paying attention and I backed up into that corridor. But he's definitely doing his job of dealing damage when I pick up the major items. He's also doing his other stuff that he needs to do when he's out of control quite well. He's staying alive. He's not giving up any frags. He's hanging around for the major item pickups so he can get the timing on them. And he's doing a pretty good job on setting traps. Okay, right here, I know that the red is spawning at 141. I've got the timing on that. So when I hear him jump, I'm assuming he's getting the timing too, because last time he fed me that rocket when I picked up red armor, and I thought he knew the timing. So I shoot the rocket for red armor, and he doesn't jump for it. Maybe he didn't know the exact timing, and so he didn't know that's where he should have been jumping to. So red has just spawned, and we just kind of end up spamming grenades over the mega that's spawning in a few seconds here. If I were him, I wouldn't have let myself get trapped there. I would have gone and picked up the red armor and just tossed grenades down from the platform up there. Instead, I get mega, and I'm able to run to here, and in case he goes through the telly to try and steal red, I'm ready to defend against him. Instead, I'm not sure where he headed, but, oh, there we are. So instead, he does no damage, and he loses both items. Let me pause for a second, look at the time, and check my notes. All right, same thing here. Back up. Okay, again, I'm at almost 200, and I just got mega and then red, and I just hit him with the rail, and I hear that he's at less than 50 hit points. That's the health cue that his character just made. Now, sure, he's spamming a couple of nades, but again, a missed opportunity for aggression. I think at this point in the game, I probably could have had 4 or 5 frags and still had about the same control and health stack that I've got right now. I'm not being aggressive enough. Okay, there, I let that red get away from me because it was spawning so close to the mega time. Then he feeds me a direct rocket, and then I rocket jump away. I would say our stacks are about even. I don't know if he knows that. He probably doesn't know that I did about 50 damage to myself. And he might have got that lower YA. Alright, right there was that moment of hesitation where I switched weapons and then I switched back. I should have shot the rocket first and then gone to LG. It ended up not being that big of a deal, but basically I took the care to sneak around and set up the trap, and then I missed my opportunity. And we were pretty much on equal footing as far as that fight was concerned. But I ended up getting the frag. Usually when I rocket jump up like that, it's not just to get the rocket launcher. I'll go around the corner and pick up the 30 armor with the shards as well. I'm not sure what he did with the spawn there, if he delayed it, but all he had was plasma and maybe that upper YA, but he got caught out for once, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I know, my movement's not the best, guys. A little jittery with the mouse, deal with it. I'm just trying to keep a tight cycle on these items. I don't want to risk giving him any control at all. So I've done a good job. I mean, I'm at 200. I've had mostly good positions on all of the encounters, and I'm doing a pretty good job of dealing damage. I'm just not following up and converting my control and my items and my damage into actual frags. And what's odd is half the time I'm the one backing off. Oh, he does manage to sneak in a good rail. There's a few red armors I give up here and there as well. I think he might be dropping as I come around. Yep, there goes the red armor. I missed that one. But negated it, you know, face rocket. So actually even push him away from the yellow. Right there, I should have followed him through the portal. I might have eaten a gauntlet or some plasma gun spam, but I think I was strong enough to get the frag there. There, I think I just heard him make the less than 25 health sound. And I do an okay job of heading him off and kind of trapping him here. But right there, my health was such that, one full rocket could have killed me. And I knew that RA and Mega were both up, so rocket jumped for the RA and decided to heal up before I because if I died there, he could have got both major items, and then I'm in real trouble. For me, it just wasn't worth the risk. Okay, so the game's halfway over, and I'm only beating him 2-0. like I said, I should be more aggressive. I think the score could be 6 or 7 or 8-0 with just a little bit of extra aggression. This is a great map for stringing frags together and looking for spawn frags. You know what? Where are we at? 538. There's something I wanted to discuss back here. Okay. 522. I'm at 124 health and 150 armor, and I'm jumping for the red armor. Now, I've heard the commentators like Wonko or James Too Good Harding, the good commentators that are always on the pro matches. I've heard them, Jahar too, don't want to forget him. They talk about how you want to deal damage to your opponent immediately after they pick up a major item, and I never understood why, but let's take kind of a long section here and do the math, okay? He rails me, and I'm down to 97, 97. Now I pick up red, and I'm back up to 200 armor already. Now, armor soaks up 66% of the damage, and then the other 34% is taking from your hit points. So if you get railed, you're going to lose 53 armor, and you're going to lose 27 hit points. So if you look at my health, I've got 97, 196. If he'd railed me just after I'd picked up the red armor, I would be at 91 health and 147 armor. So the RA pickup would have been basically completely negated, and I would have lost 35 hit points as well. So I chase him out a little bit. Mega is spawning. So I come back for Mega. And right here, I pick up Mega, and it brings me up to 196, 180. Now he misses the rail shot, but let's say he did rail me. In this case, it wouldn't have mattered if he railed me before or after, and it's because coming up to Mega, I have less than 100 hit points. So when I pick up that Mega, I'm going to get the full 100 hit points that it gives me. But if I had over 100 hit points, which very well could have been the case, then he needs to rail me after I pick up Mega in order to do the most amount of damage and negate the effect of the Mega health pickup. Basically, if he had railed me after I got the red, and then if he had hit me after I picked up the Mega, my final health would have been, let's see, I got it written down here, 164 and 94. Instead, I'm 194, 178, almost double the stack. Now, obviously, it's, one's just because he missed the rail shot, but you always want to hit them immediately after they pick up an item, and this is especially important with armor. The reason is that armor is the least abundant resource on a map. There's health bubbles scattered all over the place. If you rail somebody before they pick up armor, then you're going to reduce whatever armor they have, and you're going to take away from their health. It's their health you are subtracting from. They can replenish their health easily. Go pick up 225s, go pick up the 50, go get the green health bubbles. Health is easy to replace, armor is not. So if you rail them after they pick up the armor, then you've negated the effect of that armor. So that's what you always want to do, guys. There's a couple of spots that it's really easy to do on this map too. When they jump for the red platform, they've got to come off of that, and that's a great opportunity for you to deal damage. When you're at the mega health and they're going to drop for the lower YA right here, when the YA is there, it's so easy to just camp here or further back at the LG with the railgun out, and when you see them drop onto the YA, it's the easiest thing to get that rail shot. And you negate the effect of the pickup, and in most cases you end up even doing some additional damage as well. Was hoping he was going to spawn there, but I didn't get lucky. Frags have come fairly slow this game. I'm surprised the amount of damage that rocket did. It did about 50 or 75 splash on my way out, but didn't really matter because, I just got Mega and red, so. And then I do an okay job of actually denying him a lot of the minor items. I've got most of the reds and Megas, and unfortunately, he quits the game early, so I don't get to see his exact item count for reds and megas and yellows, but I feel like I do a pretty good job of denying him YAs and shards with my map control. There was at least 2 reds I gave him, but that might be it. In fact, I've got it written down here. Almost coming up on 7:02. Okay. Over the last 50 seconds, at 6:11 I got Mega, 17 I got Red, 21 I got the upper YA, which I'm about to get again. 6:30 I picked up the Shards by Rail. 6:47 I got RA again, and then I got Mega again, then I got the lower YA, and now I'm getting the upper YA. In the last 50 seconds, I've got 2 Mega Healths, 2 Red Armors, Shards, and 3 Yellow Armors. I mean, he's got literally nothing to work with. I don't need this armor I'm picking up. It's going to net me 9 armor, which is just, going to continue to drain. But I did a really good job this game of just robbing all the items from him. Our damage output was actually fairly similar. But he never had the stack, so mine turned into frags and his didn't. Okay, right here. I tried to get that rail after he picked it up, but I think I missed it. Alright, even though I've been getting all those items, I gave up another red armor, just wasn't paying attention to the timing. And when you've got that kind of map control, you need to not just make your rounds picking up the items. You need to use the 10 and 15 second windows where there's no items spawning and hunt your opponent down and convert it into frags. That's what I'm failing to do. We got about 2 minutes left in the game, and I feel like I should have about double the score that I do, but I don't. There's too many times that, I just run for the item and I'm backing off. There, I could have trapped him on that side of the map. He's got no items and probably limited weapons. Right here, in fact, this is a huge mistake. Alright, this is the fight I want to take. I've got 200 health and 150 armor. Sure, he does some initial LG damage, which is maybe what scared me off. But I run for red armor because I know what's up. That's the kind of kill you want. I outstack him, and we're about equal footing as far as positional advantage goes for the fight. That definitely would have turned in for a frag for me, and if it didn't, he's only got one recourse for backing out of there, and that's to go for the 50 and then to my right, basically, from where the screen is right now, and I still could have trapped him and turned it into a frag. But I could have got a frag, and then I would have picked up red armor. That's a very clean kill. You get the kill, and then you replenish whatever you lost by picking up the major item that's right there. That's the kind of control that your opponent can never wrest away from you. Keep catching them in those kinds of positions. So again, huge missed opportunity on my part.
One-minute warning.
All right, game's wrapping up here. Another, I want to talk about control of the map. A lot of people think that it's just, pick up the major items, make sure you outstack your opponent when you come to a fight. That's not always the case. A lot of times, you're not going to get a totally clean kill. You're going to take a lot of damage. Sometimes you're left with, let's say you're left with 50 health, and basically your opponent will outstack you when he respawns. Part of the advantage of winning a fight like that and the way you can execute your map control is you are armed. If you won the fight, you retain all of your weapons and your ammo. You probably know the timings of the major items, which gives you an advantage for knowing where to be when. But the main thing is, even if he spawned right in front of me, he's got to get me with, 10, 12 machine gun bullets before he's going to get a frag. I should be able to kill him with, say, the lightning gun or rockets before he can finish me off with the machine gun. Part of the map control is you keep your weapons, and so even with less health, you're going to be able to push him around, choose a better position, and then you're going to heal up quickly. You're going to get your health, you're going to continue to get the armor, and you're going to keep your map control. So it's okay, even if you're down at 50 health, you can still kind of be aggressive and trap him off the spawn, or at the very least, you can just make a barrel run for certain items, and he's not going to be able to kill you in time. Let's see. I hate it when people spec like that, because, you know, I don't get to see their weapon accuracies. I don't get to see their armor pickups. I tried playing it back in Quake Live in addition to Wolf Cam, and I can't seem to get the count of the items that he got. But, you know, I got 16 reds, 16 megas, and 21 yellows. That's not bad. My accuracy wasn't the best, but this is probably the best I've ever controlled this map. And, you know, like I said, I did it against an opponent who I had never beat before on this map or any other map. So it was a good game. He had a little bit of bad manner, but I'll forgive him. Well, we played aerowalk after this, because I've been bugging him to play aerowalk, and I think he raged like 90 seconds in. But anyway, we got some more great games. Played a great game against Killer M, or Killerm, I don't know how he pronounces it, on aerowalk a couple of days ago, and I'll be casting that soon. So leave me some feedback and look out for more videos. Thanks, guys.